I am crawling out of my skin. It's been a long winter so far. I'm not even sure it's winter. I think winter started last week. I don't know. Every time the sun comes out for like 10 minutes, I hop on my bike and go for a ride somewhere, anywhere. I'm feeling a little cooped up. So I figured maybe this is a good time to start planning my cross-country trip. I ordered an atlas and a flat map, and I broke out the Google Maps, and it turns out I have no idea what I'm doing. So the plan thus far, and I use the term plan lightly, is I'm going to start in Newport, Oregon on the west coast of the United States and ride east until I hit Boston, Massachusetts. I'm going to be taking historic Route 20, but that's sort of part of the problem here. And I'll get to that in a minute. A friend asked me why I need a map if I'm taking one road. It's not that simple. Like I said, I have an atlas. I have a regular, easy-to-fold interstate map that has half the country on one side and half on the other. It's irritating as balls. I thought I was getting a normal person's map, but I was wrong. The entire route is 3,365 miles long, and I'm hoping to leave at the end of May. I'm planning to do it in 3 days. Just kidding. I'm thinking at a fairly leisurely pace, it should take me around, 11 days. Once I get to Boston, I'll be spending a weekend on Cape Cod with a bunch of old high school friends. And then I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is probably try and challenge myself to see how fast I can make it from Boston back to Portland. Safely, of course. Sort of like a cannonball run, but without the cops. Considering I don't have endless vacation, I probably do need to sort of make my way home sooner rather than later. But I might as well turn it into a challenge, right? So I'm starting to save some money, trying to get gear here and there that I know I'm going to need for the trip, trying to exclude gear that I know I'm not going to need for the trip but probably want to bring anyway, but hopefully I won't because I'll make the better decision, but in the end I probably will bring it and I'll regret it and mail it home and on and on and on. You know how this goes. It's been a long winter so far. Is it winter yet? See, the problem with planning so far is that historic Route 20 isn't just one road as they advertise in the Route 20 pamphlets. I don't know. It splits off, it merges with other roads, it does all kinds of crazy things. At one point it goes through Yellowstone, and I'm not really even sure what happens. I think I have to climb on a moose or something. I'm not really sure. The problem is, you can't just put into Google Maps, hey, I want to go from Oregon to Massachusetts on Route 20. Do that. Because it doesn't do that. You have to really sort of know what you're doing and plan it stop by stop or city by city or flat tire by flat tire. I don't know. It's frustrating as hell is all I'm saying. So I got this atlas. And of course, every state is on a different page. So you go from one state and then you have to find where it crosses the border on the next page or 16 pages ahead or 12 pages behind. I don't know. It's all alphabetical, I guess, by state, but you have to know the alphabet. That sounds like a lot of work. I got this fold-out map of the United States. Half of the country is on the back and half of it is on the front. But it's like a 30,000 foot view of the country, and I don't know. It's useless. I'm probably not even going to bring it with me. I'll burn it for firewood. Well, it's plastic. I won't do that. But I used to love maps, but now having to use them to actually plan something like this, I hate maps. I don't like them anymore. I'm assuming there'll be lots of Route 20 signs along the way. Anyone who's done this ride or close to it, let me know if there's Route 20 signs along the way. That'd be a big help. Anyway, I've got a lot of planning left to do, not just the route planning, but maintenance planning and contingency planning and food planning. In the end, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to overpack. I'm going to underprepare. And yeah, that's pretty much the story of my life. That's how I travel every time I get on an airplane. I went to Arizona a couple of weeks back, and I brought about 60 pounds worth of video gear in my backpack. Do you know how much video I shot? Well, I shot one video and I used 2 tiny cameras to do it. Overkill is my middle name. I just had my 6,000 mile service done on my Tiger 900. It cost $600. Yeah, before I leave, I'll have to have a 12,000 mile service done. That's going to be $1,700. That doesn't include new tires. I gotta start making more money on this YouTube channel. The video you're seeing is from my last adventure. I lay in bed at night, splitting my time between remembering how great this trip was and how great I think the trip across the United States is going to be. Maybe I'm just fooling myself. This trip back in October was only 2,000 miles, and I got to spend the night in a desert. So I had that going for me. My trip across America is going to be twice that distance, and that's just one way. But I can't sit still. I have a deep need to travel, and now that I found motorcycle travel, I'm obsessed. Sitting at home planning feels like a waste of time. But then I go out for a ride and I say to myself, you could use that time to plan your adventure. So be it. A boy's got to ride and also procrastinate. The thing I love about motorcycle travel so much is the self-reliance. I'd really hesitate to go on a supported tour, you know, the kind of travel where someone carries your shit in a van and follows you the whole way. For some reason, the whole idea of that completely turns me off. I say that now, but I may have a different opinion when I'm stuck on the side of the road staring down a moose. I don't know. Along with self-reliance goes adversity. And in adversity, you experience life. You get stories to tell from adversity. You learn. You learn, most importantly, that you can overcome and think your way out of just about anything on the road and in life. That's the thing about being stuck at home during the winter. There's very little to learn and experience when you're stuck in front of a computer all day and the sun goes down at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You get about 3 hours a week to ride, 2 of which are wet and cold, and 1 is either wet or cold. At least that's the way it is here in the Pacific Northwest. So I daydream about past trips and future trips. Basically, I'm just tripping, as the kids say. But at the end of May 2025, I'm finally going to be heading out on this trip that I've talked about so much. I should probably check the weather. It's not going to be winter then, is it?